Hi, this is Jill Hutchison. I'd like to talk to you about whether goals need to be realistic. And if you don't mind me putting my sunnies on, it's a little bit bright. Goals do not need to be realistic. Action steps need to be realistic. So you might have heard of SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, R for T for timeous. So some people think that the R stands for realistic. I believe that the R stands for real. Real goals for you, because what drives you is different to what drives other people. Now, if you focus only on what's realistic, that can change in the next 10 years. Watching me on this video on YouTube was not possible 50 years ago. It was not possible maybe even 30 years ago. That's only become realistic in the last 10, 20 years. So a lot of what we're seeing now was not realistic 20 years ago. So what's going to be realistic in 20 years' time that we think is unrealistic now? This is why a realistic goal is not a good goal for you. Where you do need to be realistic is on the date. So if you set a goal to achieve X number of dollars, or to lose X number of kilograms, or to do whatever you want to do in the next 5 days, you may not have allowed enough time to do what it takes to get there. Because there's the thing called a gestation period. Everything has a gestation period, a time frame between when you set the goal and when you achieve it. So we know that that gestation period for a human baby is, say, 9 months. What if the gestation period for your goal was longer than you thought, or shorter than you thought? That's where you need to be a little bit realistic, is in the time frame, the date. But you do not need to be realistic in terms of the scope and the huge whatever you want to do. That doesn't have to be realistic. As long as you're prepared to take realistic steps, realistic actions, and as long as you are prepared to do what it takes. So here's the determinant about whether it's a realistic goal for you, a good goal for you. Are you willing and are you able to take the first steps? So if it's a weight loss goal, are you willing and able to change what you're eating and do it in a different way? If it's a monetary goal, are you willing and able to do what it takes to either learn about how to make that money, or to change things in your business, or to change what you're doing in order to make that money? That's what needs to be realistic. Are you willing? Are you able? That's the realistic bit. But in terms of who knows what is possible in the future, we don't know. We don't know what's going to be realistic. So that's why goals do not need to be realistic. Action steps need to be realistic. Time frames need to be realistic. But the actual goal itself can be exactly what you want it to be, as long as you're willing and able to take the first steps.